everybody, my name is Thomas Hübl. I'm delighted to sit here with Sergio Baroni, a therapist, a healer, spiritual mentor, and a man with a very lovely depth of listening and like a spark of pinpointing essential places, questions, and revelations in life, and a wonderful partner for our interactions. I enjoy our communication a lot. There's a very lovely flow and an inspirational space that opens up when we meet that I enjoy very much. And we are going to talk about maybe about the nature of humanity and the nature of our experience and how we are all doing our best to grow into better versions of ourselves and compassionate with our path.
In the most straightforward way that you can describe, how can an individual come home to that sense of their core self? What do you suggest?
First of all, I think that we need to make awakening our priority. We need to, this will to find out needs to be stronger than the habit to stay who I am. And it has a reason why many people enter this lifetime and they leave this lifetime and not so much happened. You know, they had experience, but they stayed basically on the same level of experience. And it has a reason why other people, they have a drive to explore. And this drive is a crucial power in this game, because this drive will determine how much I really want to find out. And if I really want to find out, I'm entering the bus of awakening. You know, I buy a ticket and I enter the bus, there's written awakening, and this bus goes into a certain direction in life. And it will confront me with the parts that are not authentic, and it will show me through other people, through books, through situations, through difficulties and beautiful times in my life. It will reflect me back, but I will be able to listen to all of that. I will be able to listen how life speaks to me moment to moment to moment to moment in order to give me a reflection back. It will reflect me to my shadow material, it will reflect me to my potential, and slowly or quickly I will be reflected back to this core intelligence where I wake up in the morning with a yes. I wake up and I know this is the life that I want to live. I am on the right place. And I think people who have this feeling when they wake up, even if they have like good times and difficult times, there's an underlying sense of yes. And this yes, I think, is the echo of the divine creativity that expresses itself as my life.
So it's the power of that deep yes and navigating in the direction of finding it, aligning with it,
right,
letting it come through.
Right, allowing the vulnerability that it takes, allowing the pain that it takes, the pleasure that it takes, allowing the honesty, the clarity, the mutuality.
Do you think that it starts in the heart, or is it in? I know I may be creating false dichotomies here, but in terms of the heart versus the mind.
Yeah, it depends on the person, I think. Some people, they get inspired in their mind first, and it gives them a very lovely push through the joy of their cognitive intelligence to look, you know, to research, to find out. Some other people, they are emotionally inspired, they feel something, they hear a talk, they feel deeply touched. Some other people feel deeply touched, but through a cognitive input. You know, their intelligence starts spiraling and sparkling by a high cognitive brilliance. Some other people hear a piece of music or see a painting, and suddenly it hits them deeply in the core, and it transforms their life. So I think it's not the same for everyone. Some people feel touched when they see a highly social being in action. And it reminds them to their own contribution, to their own social intelligence that is actually the driving motivation in their life. Some other people see an intuitive insight or an intuitive information that comes through someone, and they feel, oh, I also have this. This is actually the source of my power.
Right. So the point is, there's no one answer
Right.
for everyone. Everyone needs to be committed to their own individual journey so deeply
Yes.
that it actually arises within them.
Perfect. That's it. That's it. We all tend to find the perfect divine recipe.
Yes.
You know, it hangs down from heaven, and there's written.
What is it?
Yeah. You have written, this is the recipe. Like, this reality works. Everybody just needs to pull it down, read it, and this explains your life. And this is what I call the laziness to relate.
Laziness, yes. Well,
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you're describing is the remedy to the antidote to spiritual laziness, and the calling to be so committed to that truth that really truly lives within us, that there is no substitute for.
Right.
We cannot get it from reading the books
Right.
about happiness, how to be happy, how to get what you want.
Right.
Or how to achieve quick fulfillment. It's not going to happen like that.
Right. Right. It might happen by accident, and then you think the book is true, but it might also not. You know, you might be disillusioned 1 minute later because you have another moment that doesn't bring you this happiness. So if you rely on consequences of life, sometimes you will be happy, sometimes you will be unhappy. When you are unhappy, you might search for something deeper. And when you're happy, often people forget the search for something deeper. But anyway, it's a good sofa. But that we need to go from consequences and symptoms to the essence, and that the essence becomes the place where we live. And from there, the world's being born, and it's being born through all of us. And then this can provide a happiness that is not anymore dependent on circumstances. It's something deeper, that you wake up in the morning and you feel something is truly on. That you wouldn't want to change your life with someone.
Yeah.
You know, because you arrived. There's no need to be somewhere else. There's no need to be in the avoidance of my life, which I call the better future. There is a future. The future is the land of a higher realization of humanity and of every individual. There is a higher consciousness that we call the future. But most of the people, when they call it the future, they think tomorrow is a better day than today because I don't like the day. The avoidances of today are not the best building places, the best grounds to build a house on, a house of tomorrow. So just if I'm prepared to fully be here, I can literally access the future that the pioneers and the genius people of all times accessed, and bring back the fruits from there. But this is a different level of future. This is not, don't desire this because I don't like to be here. I desire this because I'm totally committed to here. That's a difference, I think.
Right, and therefore we have to, in spite of our disbelief in ourself, invite life to really keep informing us, and that power to welcome life in. Because so often when I'm talking to people or working with people, there is this sense of limitation that people hold within themselves.
Right.
And then of course the ego tries to
Right.
supersede that and overcome that. But what
Right.
you're talking about is just such a radical welcoming and allowing oneself to
Right.
truly be
Right.
that deep self.
Right.
And that really changes everything. I mean, that really fundamentally changes our core relationship to life.
Very beautiful, yeah. Yeah, I think that's very beautifully put.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for, I feel totally lit up by what you've said, and so such a great feeling of synergy and connection with, when truth is spoken, it's like a bell that you can just
Right.
so hear just coming through, and I love how clear you are in being able to just pierce through the confusion that so easily arises as we're going through life.
Right. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the conversation as well very much. And I think it's a lovely flow and it's beautiful.